Hi, today I'm going to show you how to use masking. Masking is very useful particularly when you want to make a change in an image, but not really affect the entire image, only certain portions of the image. So in this example over here, I'm going to show you how to brighten these areas over here, which is pretty dark, maybe a little bit of the foreground, and maybe on this side, and maybe the upper section of this building over here. So in order to do that, first thing I need to do is to make a layer. So I'm going to duplicate a layer over here, and once I have a duplicate layer, I'll go ahead and make the change. So I'm going to use a couple of adjustments. One of them is brightness and contrast. So I'll just move the brightness up a bit and the contrast up a bit, maybe not too much because your idea is to make a bright image. Sometimes negative contrast would help as well, but in this case I'll just leave it as a little bit more brightness. Okay, and then I'm also going to bump the shadows up. By default it's 35. For some of you maybe too much, so maybe bring it down a bit, maybe 25 will be good. When you bump shadow highlights and also brightness and contrast, usually the saturation goes up a bit. So you need to adjust your saturation. Go to saturation and bring it down a notch. Maybe negative 15 would be nice. Once you've done this, so now you can see that the middle portion is a bit too bright, and that's not what you want. So in this step, what you do is, if you see here, you click on this add layer mask, and the white area that you see on the layer mask is actually the area which has the effect of the changes that you made just now. In order to subtract that image, first you need to make sure that your foreground color is black. Now to reset this is very simple. If you have this in any other color, just press D on the keyboard to reset it, and then press X on the keyboard to bring the black to the foreground. And then select your brush tool and adjust the size of your brush so that you can use it comfortably. Maybe I'll use 300. Looks good. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the areas that I don't want it to be quite that bright. So when I paint it, you can instantly see that this area starts to darken up already. So you paint it to what you want. You got to use your eye a little bit on this and use your own judgment. Okay, paint this area, then I'm going to paint a little bit of this area so that it's not too bright. And maybe a little bit of the headlamp, adjust the size, and maybe a bit of this, that may be a bit too bright here. Okay. Once you're happy with this, sometimes if you know, my painting skills are not very good, so I might want to make sure that it's a little bit smoother. So make sure that the masking the layer mask is selected. Go to filter, go to blur, and select Gaussian blur. So if you bring this down, you can see the areas which you have painted. Okay, by default I think it's pretty low, something like this. So if you bring it to the left, you get a very the original paint job that you did. So if you move it to the right, it will blur it slightly. So I like to really crank it up so that it's not so obvious that I've done some painting on the image. There you go. So if you click on visibility, you can see the change. Instantly the dark areas pops out and you have a more balanced image. Okay, hope this tutorial has been useful to you. Thank you for watching.